Yo, what's the word, Chicago? Today I'm here with
Karaki. Ganger.
yes sir. Shit, go ahead and let the people at home know what you do, man.
I'm an artist. I am a fashion designer and I make music. I rap. Yeah. I do a lot of shit though. Like literally my brand is called Beaucoup, which means a lot in French. So I do hair, locks, I curate shows, throw parties, all types of just random shit, really.
Wow.
Yeah. So pretty much everything.
How crazy little story how we met for just a random day. And then the park, bro. Shorty was just cool, man. And then, like, it was crazy, bro, because, like, you were literally the first ever person that, like, I met from Minneapolis.
Really?
Yes, like, crazy
I'm glad
shit.
you said it right.
Oh, bro.
How do people be saying it? Like,
Minneapolis?
That's
I'd be
crazy.
like, gee, like, look that shit up. Cause they be like, hey, I'm in Minneapolis, come out. But like, we be looking at that shit like, gee, like, say that shit right. Like, the whole city be like, what the fuck is they doing? What are you saying? My mom be like, why the fuck do people be saying that shit like that? Like,
Whatever, movie.
it'd be dumb.
look, how they be saying Louisville?
Minneapolis. Yeah.
So, talk something like about, you know, so this how you grew up. Like, were you always into like musical things and like fashion and stuff like that, or that's something that you kind of got into like later in life?
Yeah, no, like, whole time, like, all this shit I just mentioned, like, has been around me, everything. So, clothes, music, and, like, fashion, all that shit has been around me. So, like, it's crazy you say, like, growing up, because, like, my older sister, like, she was the one that was, like, overly, like, fashionable. Like, you know, like, how Y2K is, like, super popular now? I literally seen that in, like, real time. I'm seeing, like, the Jordans to match the like the belt and shit, like the little like it would be like a red belt with like some red 11s or something. You feel me? And I used to see that shit like in real time. Like it was just cool as hell. And then like one day I seen her make like a jersey dress and that shit just inspired me. I'm like, damn, I want to be like her. Like I make my own clothes and shit. You feel me? So it was cool. And so she's definitely like my inspiration for like even making clothes and shit. And she's like 10 years older than me, so. She like gonna be 33 this year, I think. So like 10 years older than me. So yeah, I was in choir as well, like basically throughout my whole like school year type shit from like, I don't know, from like 5th grade to like 12th or some shit like that. So I would have like concerts and stuff like that, but I didn't really take it serious. Like I wanted to be a singer low key, not a rapper. It kind of just, you feel me, came together like that. And then like my whole family, like all they do was listen to like old school music and shit like that. I was like literally 12 listening to Frank Ocean and shit and like A$AP Rocky. Like, so I don't know, my whole entire life I always just loved all this shit. Like I always been creative, really.
Yeah. So around what time would you say like did you see music as something like that you want to create and not just something to like enjoy?
Like basically when the pandemic happened for real, like in 2020, cause at that time I was like in a group in Minneapolis and like a lot of my friends at the time like made music and then they all were just like, you need to make music. So I was like basically 20 for to be 21 type shit. And they were just like, a lot of people said that for a long time, but I was like, I don't really see myself rapping for real. Like I was like writing poetry and shit, but I wasn't really finna rap. I was like, nah, that's not me. But they was always like, you have the style for it and shit, so you should go for it. And then so around the pandemic, like 2020, when I think after I turned 21, like I recorded like my first song. So that's kind of like where it started then,
Yeah, first song was Cool Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Alright, so tell us like about, you know, your experience making that, like your first ever song. Like how long did it take you, like was the first draft, the final draft type shit, like you feel me?
I just remember like writing that shit, like I don't know. It was just random. Like you know you have like that burst of like creativity And I just started writing that shit, and it was just raw. I don't know. I think it took me probably just like one sitting to just like write it. So with like 30 minutes to like an hour probably maybe. This is a minute ago, so I don't even really remember for real. But I remember like going to the studio and recording it, but it wasn't like really for real. Like, and that was in Minneapolis. That shit was like, it was like the what is it called? Like the draft basically, and it wasn't fully mixed. But it sounded decent. I was like geeking because it sounded decent at first, and that's when I was like, that's before I moved out here type shit. So then like when I actually moved here, like I took like rapping serious, and that's when I got into the studio and recorded it like for real type shit. And I think I did like, I probably recorded that like a few sessions because one of my homies is on the track type shit. So we probably did it like, you know, one session I did my verse and then he went in and put his shit in and then we like put it together. So probably like a few little studio sessions and then got it mixed and yeah.
How long would you say that you were like rapping like before like, you know, creating PCAP?
It was really like, I wasn't even rapping for it. It was just like, I was writing poetry for real. Like, I don't know, I'll say like 2017 to like 2019, I was writing a lot of poetry, like a lot. And I sent it to my homie before and he was like, nigga, this could be a song. I'm like, no, nigga, it's poetry. But when I used to like, I still have my journals and shit, I'd be looking at that shit like, damn, like I was going through a lot and it just like, I guess helped me express myself. So now it's like, when I do rap, it's like, I kind of look at it like poetry in a way. Or like, if I'm kind of having a hard time, I just look at it and it kind of like flows. Instead of it being like, I'm trying to write a song for real.
Type shit.
So yeah, I guess it was like a couple years, like 2-3 years before I really started rapping. Like the poetry.
So would you say that like, most of the music like you make is like a reflection on like the time that like you're going through and like actually in life?
Yeah, cause a lot of it be like that point in life type shit, and like what's inspiring me around that point type shit. So not every single song is like, you know, exactly this moment, but it is like an inspiration of like what's going on around me though, for sure. So.
What like inspires you to like write? Like what gets you in that zone?
Just like life, when shit be happening, like, you know, it could either be like life is just overly turned right now, damn I need to write a song, or life is overly fucked up, or I'm feeling down, I need to get this shit out type shit. Like there's no in between. Okay. So it'll be a mixture of like everything.
How would you describe your sound to somebody who's never heard your music before?
That's a hard one. I would say it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like I definitely have like an underground type of feel, but it's that like futuristic type, icy twat type of, like I can't explain it. Like it's just like some turnt shit mixed with like some like real shit, cause like I want to have variety in my shit, not just a whole bunch of turnt shit. So it's a mixture of just like underground, like just turnt. I can't explain it. Like I really can't. I don't know. It's like a I don't know. It's a word I'm trying to find, but I can't find it. Not futuristic, but just like, I'm in camera. That's how I'm explaining it. Fuck you. Bro. That's the best way. Fuck that other shows. Yeah, basically you in my fucking world. Like whatever the fuck I think is cool, that shit, that's how it sounds basically. So some real turnt, cool ass shit, you feel me? Like I'm talking my shit. Yeah.
And you mentioned like kind of you want for your music to be like diverse, right? And like earlier you mentioned that you used to sing in choir, which something I just found out. Crazy. Like
that is funny.
Do you think that like you'll ever make a like transition to like singing or like incorporate it more into like the music that you make now?
Yeah, and even in Night Vision, if you listen, like there is some parts in there I kind of was hitting some notes. But I do have a song that I am like hitting some shit, I'm not gonna lie. It's like a mixture of like Baby Sosa and like who else? Like BK, like when she be kind of singing sometimes. So I definitely be incorporating that shit for sure. And I feel like I know I've found my sound like with how I want to sound, my actual voice type shit. Because like I feel like choir has helped me. I don't know, like in a way. Cause like it's a certain way I be knowing how to make my vocals be type shit. Cause I was in that bitch for a minute. Like 5th grade through 12th is a long ass fucking time. Like yeah.
So when I asked you how you would describe your sound, you said some Kim World shit.
Yeah.
So and Kim World was your first EP that you released in 2021. You know, tell us a little bit about that time, you know, like the process of making that.
I mean, like most of the songs I already like wrote them, but I didn't record it, or I did record it and I needed to like re-record it. So I was recording with this producer, his name's CJ, but his like brand is like Rolling Woods type shit. And I think his Instagram is like DJ Dope or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. It changed like multiple times. But yeah, shout out to him. Shout out Rolling Woods. So I was like recording with him at, I think it's 35th Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was recording there because he had like a room there. So I would go there and just do all my shit. So I did it with just one producer. But Cool Cat is the only person I went to that was like separate from that engineer basically. So I went to 2 different studios or 2 different engineers for that. So Cool Cat was its own thing, and then the other 3 songs, so Tokyo Drift, Kim World, and Mario Kart were all recorded with him. And yeah, so I just made sure I was in the studio recording that, getting everything together, and then making sure I get everything mixed to like put out or whatever. And then also, fun fact, I actually like designed the cover of it, and then like my ex at the time, like he basically like digitized it. So we kind of worked together to like make it. Like I actually like drew that shit out, and I was like, this is how I want it to be. And then he like made it the cover art. Yeah. And then I dropped it on my birthday too. Literally May 6th, yeah.
Yeah, but that's my homie, man. That shit crazy. Something about y'all Tauruses, man. That's why we get along.
My whole family Tauruses. My dad's birthday May 5th.
Bro, that shit's crazy.
We're on sign for it.
Yeah. What's your favorite song on Kim World? And I know for a lot of artists, like it can be hard to like rank your music type shit, but
I'd say, okay, I have like 2 favorite songs, but I have reasons. I would say it would be probably like the least popular, or actually this is the like most played on the EP actually, but Kim World, like that bitch is raw. Like I feel like that one is slept on, cause I was like, it's a more like harder beat type shit, like more slow, but I'm really talking my shit. Like I be listening to that shit like, damn, I was going crazy. So that would be like, I guess like the one people wouldn't think. But Tokyo Drift probably like the turn one. Tokyo Drift for sure. That bitch is
recently you just dropped a single that you mentioned earlier, Night Vision. Tell us a little bit about that one, like, you know, the process behind that.
I wrote that shit in the summer. I think it was like in July. And I don't know. I guess I was just feeling like that's just how I was feeling. Because I feel like in the summertime, you just be seeing everybody. And it just be like, you be seeing a whole bunch of dick riding going on, a whole bunch of just like fake shit. Like summer smash going. It's just a lot of shit going on. I just be like, so I feel like that's probably like my thought process. Like just summertime and like just being around people and just feeling everybody's energies and shit. And then I don't know, I guess I just wrote about it type shit. That's good. I guess I was feeling like that at that time period, if that makes sense. But I recorded with my homie Yash. Shout out Yash gang. He's like an amazing engineer for sure. He got a studio up north and there's like multiple different rooms you can record in. So you can like booked different rooms basically for the studio. But I went in and I recorded that in like one session and then just have him mix it, and then it was basically done. Like I didn't have to go like re-record it multiple times. It was just done in one session. Yeah. And then I think he sent me probably like, it was one mix after we were done, and then I probably went in and probably added some ad-libs or some shit, you feel me? And then he mixed that and it was done. So yeah.
Night Vision came out at the end of last year. Like, what can we expect from you the rest of like 2023 on the music tip?
I definitely want to express my creativity more. So I definitely want to creative direct like a couple of music videos myself, like do all the styling and shit like that. But definitely I'm going, like what I'm doing right now is just being on my versatile shit. Like I'm trying to start off like just steady and slow. We still in the beginning of the year, so it's definitely gonna be some turn shit. I'm just not gonna say too much, but definitely more videos and like more content for sure. Like I might start like doing some vlogs and like, I don't know, just being more active like with my followers and shit, because people tell me like, or I've heard like I don't really show too much of like what the fuck I be doing. Like, I don't know. So I feel like it's important to kind of like just engage and like, you know, interact with your followers and shit.
Speaking on like, interacting with like, people and shit like that, for your clothing brand, you have pop-up events, basically with friends. Do you plan on doing more like events for you and your own clothing, or even just, possibly just getting into the possibility of posting shows in the future?
Yeah, no, I definitely want to do another pop-up for sure, and just more parties. Like I mentioned earlier, but I used to throw parties, so I want to just throw like turn shit, because it's been more like showcases and shit like that in Chicago. Like I want to throw like some turn ass parties again, you feel me? So definitely a mixture of like some art shit, pop-ups, you feel me, but like also like some fun shit like pop-ups, sorry, not pop-ups, but parties too, you feel me? So a mixture of both, basically. Yeah.
Well, I can definitely say I am excited to see what's in store for you for the rest of the year. So, appreciate you for having us. Thank you for sitting down with us. And I think that's the interview.
Follow me on Instagram.
Right, go ahead and drop the socials so let the people know.
Follow me on Instagram at _KimRocky. New shit on the way. Don't sleep. We out.